a contract, meaning a lot of parents and their adult children, I know their children contribute in some way, either paying rent or doing some chores. So at the very least, it doesn't sound like, Susan, you're asking him to do any of that, but you would like some, while you don't want to be an overprotective mom, you would like some assurance as far as that he's okay. And when I hear that email, what you're really looking is for safety as your son. So how teenagers and young adults connect with their parents, technology is great. They send them a text, it doesn't take away from their social activity. We said, Mom, I arrived here, I'm safe. So maybe if you could come instead from a blaming perspective or anger, if you could come from a place of care that you're just worried about him, and if he could give you some heads up, whether it be a voicemail or text, that he's arrived and when he's going to get home. And the other thing too, it is your house, and he is an adult, so it puts you in this gray area, but perhaps you should have some explicit statement, or work with him on his plan, because if he wants to be fully independent in that way, it's much easier to do that if he's at his own apartment or residence. So I hope that helps you, and again, come from a place of care and let him know that it could really help you to worry less by just kind of documenting that he got there safely and where he's going to be and when he's coming home. Thanks very much for that email. You can always send us emails every week. We do use them to inform the segments, so it's kamft@twc.com, or you can just go to kmft.org and send it straight from there.
Also, and I want to mention, because it is marriage season real quickly, premarital counseling, I highly recommend it. Dr. Eli, this is normal. Get in front of some of these issues that you may have before you get married.
That's right. We're about to hit wedding season, and if you're not required, some people do because they have to through their church, but a marriage and family therapist, generally some of their favorite couples to work with because they're young, in love, and but again, remember, prevention is the best form of intervention. So get these skills, get these tips before you enter into this hopefully lifelong union. All
right, Dr. Eli, every Thursday we take him when he's available. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, coming up, you could be the face that stops child abuse. We'll talk about it coming up next on Wade 3 Listens.
Can you guys
count to 10? Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I'm Shannon Kogan. It is time to get ready for the Kentucky Derby. Join me for Dress for Success Louisville during the second annual Gals and Guys Hats and Ties Silent Auction and Fashion Show fundraiser. It's Friday evening, March 21st at Churchill Downs. Get your Derby hat or tie from some of our area's top designers and help make a difference in the lives of women in our community. Tickets are on sale now. For more information, visit dressforsuccess.org/Louisville.
All right, we have the dynamic duo here with us now because we're going to talk about a very serious topic, child abuse, but it takes people, accomplished experts like the two that I have with me, to really help and really kind of articulate how you can help stop child abuse. With me now is Pam Darnell from Family and Children's Place. Pam, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. And Andrea Bennett from the Kentucky Youth Advocates. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
All right, you guys, obviously with your titles, I can see this is a good partnership. When we talk about child abuse, I get this general feeling about, physical child abuse. But Pam, there's different forms of child abuse, right?
There are. Child abuse actually permeates all socioeconomic levels and all parts of our community. And it includes physical abuse, sexual abuse, and neglect as well. And one of the really neat things happening in our community is the Face It initiative. And that's an initiative led by COSER Charities that kicked off a year ago, spring of 13, that really is focusing on ending child physical and sexual abuse in our community in the next 10 years. And we have wonderful partnerships with the Face It Initiative, Family and Children's Place, our agency, Kentucky Youth Advocates. We have a total of about 22 agencies who are partnering with CoSARE Charities in the Face It initiative to end child abuse in our community. So it's a wonderful partnership of many organizations.
It is. It's important, and I'm so glad to hear this. You know, this is one of those issues where I think because it makes folks so uncomfortable that you tend to shy away from it. It's like a car wreck. I don't want to look, but it's something we really need to face. Andrea, if you would, these programs that you have, tell us a little bit about. I want to hear a good, positive story. Obviously, what has happened to these children is tragic, but you can turn lives around. It's not too late, correct?
It's not, and that's the great thing about the Face It initiative is that everyone, no matter what profession they're in, whether they're a parent, a pediatrician, an educator, we can all have a role and be the face that ends child abuse. One success recently is that the General Assembly, our legislators, decided to be the face that ends child abuse. They recently passed House Bill 157, which makes sure that doctors are trained to recognize the signs of child abuse early on in that terrible situation. They can intervene and make sure that that doesn't continue. And that's waiting for the governor's signature. So we are really excited about our legislators taking that step and doctors being the face that ends child abuse as well.
There's a website there that we encourage you to check out. There's some statistics there that of what we can do to end child abuse in Jefferson County. Those are alarming statistics up there. Pam, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, they are alarming, and what we know is that the greatest number of abuse happens to the very youngest children. And as Andrea is saying, having that bill to pass is so critical because the very youngest children are the most vulnerable. Children who can't speak, very young infants, when they suffer the injuries from abuse, they can't tell us what's happening. So it's critical that doctors and caregivers are trained to look for the signs so that we know if that's happening and we can take the steps to stop that.
Wow. I want to, if we could, before we talk about your big event, and I know folks, I know this is something you're paying very close attention to. This is something near and dear to our hearts. It breaks my heart when I hear about a child being hurt or abused, like you said, defenseless, can't speak. My question is this, for those who are at home, to take home, what signs, if you suspect child abuse, let's say you're a teacher or you work at a daycare, whatever the case may be, what could you tell me, Andrea, maybe some of the signs that people can look for?
Definitely. So especially those professionals that often interact with children, pediatricians, child care workers. When a child is very young, such as an infant, bruising patterns such as bruising on the ear, especially if they're not mobile yet, they're not walking, is a common sign of child abuse. That's not normal. And so that's something that you can look for. There are many other signs, but I think the big part of this as well is that aside from looking from the signs, how can we help parents and support parents who might be stressed out, might be frustrated if a child keeps crying, and intervene and help them so that we can prevent this from ever occurring.
Pam, I'm a big fan of David Karam and the Big Four Bridge. They're taking that bridge and doing some positive things. They're doing another positive thing. Tell us about your big event.
We're very excited. On April the 8th, there will be a rally to help everyone understand the Face It initiative. It will be at the foot of the Big Four Bridge. We're very excited. Our partners will be there. And we will have a rally to let the community know about April as Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month. And then there will be a walk across the Big Four Bridge. So we're very excited about that. You know, folks can come take their lunch break, take a 20-minute walk. It is going to be a beautiful day. And so we're very excited about having a wonderful event that people can come and enjoy.
I love that. And if you haven't walked across that Big Four Bridge, you're going to enjoy that, and it's a great cause. No one can argue. CoSARE Charities, Family and Children's Place, you all do excellent work, and we appreciate what you do, Andrea, too, with the Kentucky Youth Advocates. Thank you very, very much. What kind of things, there's a website for you there if you want more information. What kind of things will they see there? I hope there's some educational information as well, not just about the walk and raising awareness, but can people get information?
Definitely. So we'll have the infographics there that I think were shown on the screen just a minute ago that has tips for parents, has the child abuse statistics, and if you suspect it, how you can report it and make sure that that report is made so that the child can be protected. So we'll have a lot of information there, a lot of great speakers that really are going to talk about child abuse, not shun it, but see how we can all be part of the solution. So it's a great time to show your support, but be informed as well.
You know, you guys, I equate what you do a lot with emergency room doctors. It's God's work, but it's hard to do. It's hard to face, but you guys really deal with it, and I appreciate it. Pam, real quickly, for folks who would like to help you or Andrea, where can they go for more information? Do you have a website for the Family and Children's Place?
Sure, it's just Family and Children's Place. You can go to the website and just look us up. We're also listed on the Face It website as well.
And you, Andrea, where would they go for you?
For Kentucky Youth Advocates, it's kyouth.org, and we're also connected with faceatabuse.org, so check it out.
I'll tell you what, it's, I wish you all luck. I think it is. It's a tough topic to talk about, but by the same token, let's do something. Right. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all coming to Big Ford Bridge. It'll be a great day. Yeah. Great weather, right?
Right.
Good weather. Sunny.
Keeping our fingers crossed. All right, what's happening in Meade County? Well, guess what? We've got a lot happening in Meade County. Do you happen to be an inventor? Do you have a fabulous idea? We're going to tell you how that could pay off to the tune of 10 grand coming up next on Wave 3 Listens. Right? Okay. I think we're going to come over here.
We're going to come over here? Okay.
Hello, I'm Tom Owen. Join me in supporting Farmington Historic Plantation's fundraising campaign. Your gifts will help support Farmington's community and educational programs on its scenic 18-acre site, providing a fun place to learn about a historic hemp plantation and our connection to Abraham Lincoln. Help preserve Farmington's future as one of Louisville's most important historic treasures. Please visit farmingtondonations.com.
Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. If you've ever seen the show Shark Tank, people come on with these great ideas. They have inventions. Some of them flop, some of them do well. Some of them have made them millions of dollars. That could happen for you, and we'll start off with $10,000. Wouldn't that be nice? With me now is Kara Wagner. Welcome to the show, Kara.
Thank you so much.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about, first of all, before we get into this event, your background. It's pretty impressive, and we like on the show when someone comes back to Kentucky, back to this area, and gives back, and that's what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about your background in Meade County.
Well, I grew up in Battletown, Kentucky, in Meade County, and that's where my family still is. I'm so fortunate to have the upbringing that I did. I had such a great ethical foundation implanted in me and learned about collaborative effort, people coming together to accomplish things, and they're still doing that back there, and that's what the Meade Activity Center is, and that's why we're here today.
Okay, the Meade Activity Center, I've read some press releases, but tell me in your words, what did you envision when you contributed and helped get this started, and how has it come along now? Where does it stand? Are we accomplishing the mission there, I guess?
It's amazing. It is truly a grassroots effort. They came to me about 5 years ago and said, this is the idea that we have. And I knew about the need. Basically, Meade County is a fabulous place to grow up. But once you hit those teenage years, there's not a lot to do. It's not like we have a movie theater or a mall to hang out at. And so kids pretty much just kind of cruise town, hang out, and that's basically what we did. And what they wanted to do is create a center where kids could come for after-school programming, families could gather, we could do therapy, and even our Meade County High School swim team didn't have a place to practice. They didn't have a swimming pool, so they would travel to a neighboring county to practice. And so we wanted to create a swimming pool that they could practice in as well.
Yeah, because as you know, and you didn't say it, but I know what you're pointing towards, you know, kids with nothing to do, it can be nothing.
Trouble.
It could be trouble, right. So I love that. I love the idea behind it. Okay, is it a fair comparison, this event that you have? I compared it to Shark Tank. Is it kind of like that? Tell me about it. Not so much, or yes?
It is. Well, you know, first of all, the second part of your last question I never got to was they've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. In the last 5 years, we've brought in Monica Seles, Don Henley from the Eagles, Dan Rather, Kenny Perry. Those are just a few people who have come into the county for our gala that we have every year. And we're having that this Friday night, but it's already sold out. So we decided this year to add another event, and which is what you're talking about, the search for the next big thing. And the hope was to engage with those with spectacular ideas, because that's what our future is going to be formed by, is those people with these wonderful ideas, problem-solving abilities. And so yes, it's a lot like the Shark Tank. People can still sign up until 5 o'clock today. Now we have limited to our Kentuckiana region. So basically anyone from Ohio, Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, because we've had a tremendous response. And you can still sign up till 5 o'clock today. So go on our website, check it out. And not only is it the $10,000 prize, but you're going before an esteemed panel of judges. You're going before the Secretary of Economic Development for the state of Kentucky. You're going to get exposure in that way. Rich Tinsley, Phoebe Wood, Todd Wagner. All these people are amazing in the fields of what they do. They're highly connected, and they might make a bigger investment than just the $10,000.
Yeah, that's just kind of, to me, it's the lure. As you said, this could be something in a big picture sort of way that is absolutely huge. And now, for folks to get involved there, it's just $199. That's it, and it all benefits the Meade Activity Center. I think this is great. This is, you know, it's the old cliche about being a win-win, but you're asking for some innovative ideas. We might have a little startup company here, and it goes for a good cause.
Oh, you should see the ideas that we're seeing.
Really?
There are so many innovators around Louisville and Kentuckiana. It is amazing. We've had people come in with ideas for the healthcare industry, for toys, for musical instruments. It's just been amazing to see the think tank that's out there and what people are approaching and wanting to do for the future. And then also tonight at 5:30, we're having a mixer where people can come in and talk to some of the people in the business industry here in Louisville, as well as the innovators and their ideas, and kind of network a little bit. And you can buy tickets for that right now, but you need to do so ahead of time online, and that's $20.
That's pretty neat. You know, even just to mix and get in front of these folks is hard. How much would people pay just to get in front of some of the people that they'll be in front of? I mean, it's incredible.
Oh yeah,
all right,
absolutely.
there's the site right there. They can go there for more information, I'm assuming,
and that's
right?
here in Louisville tonight at the Marquee on 4th Street, but you have to buy your ticket ahead of time.
All right, please do that. That's interesting. Okay, you're going to laugh at me, but I'm going to tell you my silly idea. I told my producer this.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to admit, now the most simple ideas are the best, right? Okay, so when I go to a hotel, I was in Atlanta this past weekend, go to a hotel, I think they should have a toothbrush that's in plastic, okay? Because everybody's all about, you know, cleanliness.
Right.
And, okay. So, and the handle is actually the toothpaste, and you just kind of squeeze and it goes up to the tooth, and you throw it away. Done. It's clean every time. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea because I live on the road, and that's the one thing you hate to forget is the toothbrush. And they may have the toothbrush, but then they don't have the toothpaste. So I think it's a fabulous
and you hate
idea.
to travel with your toothbrush because it's going to get dirty in your luggage, or something's going to happen in bacteria.
You know, yeah, exactly. The holders that they're in currently.
So you like it, don't you? Huh?
I do like it, and sometimes the simplest idea is the best.
Now, for those who miss this event, you and your husband have a foundation. For more ideas and things that you're doing, because you're doing very positive things, obviously, in Meade County, where would they go? Perhaps they either A, have an idea, or they just like to check out what you're doing and maybe help out. How would they do that?
You know what? The best advice I always give is to go directly to the source. So I would say, you know what? Come to the mixer. Get in front of the people.
Good idea.
Sell yourself. That is the best thing you could do.
All right. Well, congratulations to you. Welcome back. Okay, when you go back to Meade County, where do you recommend? What's the restaurant? Where do you like to hang?
Everyone seems to hang
friends.
out at Miguel's. I also like the pizza place that's downtown in the old jail. You can actually sit in an old jail cell where they used to hang people. Yes, and it's pretty spectacular. Yeah, Meade County has a lot to offer. In fact, I was just on Capitol Hill, and we were teasing about that. I'm like, you've got to come on down. You got to. We're right on the river.
Nothing like having a little pizza and looking at the gallows. You know, it's nothing to lift you up like that.
Nothing to lift your
No, but it is
like
beautiful
that.
there, though. You are right on the
It
river.
is
You
gorgeous.
can't beat that. Well,
yeah, and you know what? The people are fabulous, and I've been everywhere in the world, and I'm so thankful for where I came from.
all right, let's throw that information on the screen one more time. Mrs. Wagner, I'm going to let you do the big sales pitch. You're good at this. Go ahead.
Please, come out tonight. Meet a lot of interesting people. Pitch your idea or learn about some things that we may see in the future. It's only $20, and it goes to benefit the Meade Activity Center, so it will really help advance our community. And these people have worked tremendously hard. I can't say that enough, and it really has been a grassroots effort, so we appreciate the support. So go on the website, check it out, because it's got a lot of interesting stuff on there as well. The searchforthenextbigthing.com.
All righty. I'll tell you what, you've done a fabulous job. Beautiful young lady. We've got another beautiful young lady coming up. Her name is Juliet. We want you to meet Juliet. She's going to tell you how you can help her out. Got another big event to talk about right here on Wave 3 Listens.
Can you say okay?
She's like, I'm already in my next step.
That's right. She's focused.
my ice cream.
She's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, John. Thanks
How
for
are you?
squeezing
No,
us in.
thank
I
you for
appreciate
coming
it.
in. Thank you for making time for me, Juliet. Nice to see you. Thanks for making time for me. You're the important one here. So tomorrow's the big day, right?
Tomorrow's the big day.
This is the 21st chromosome. Which
That's right.
Do you know all about it? Can I ask you questions too, Juliet? You okay?
Mostly, yeah, you can talk to her about like school, and we're going to go to ice cream after this. We're going to go to DSL tonight for speech therapy.
Very cool.
She likes
Very
that.
cool. Yeah. This is Juliet.
I'm John Bowl. There are more than 75,000 veterans living in Metro Louisville and 20,000 more expected by 2020. As suicide rates, addiction, homelessness, and unemployment have grown, there's an urgent need for our community to take action and help our heroes. 7 County Services, Volunteers of America, and Active Heroes are teaming up to help. We're putting together a Kentucky Derby Festival mini marathon team to support our veterans. I'm participating. You can too. Join our team on April 19th. Go to active.com/donate/7county.
I'm very fortunate making friends on this show once again. I have Mark Leach and his daughter Juliet, and we're going to talk about World Down Syndrome Day. It happens tomorrow, and we want to get you involved. Juliet, welcome to the show.
Yes.
You look so pretty. Do you see yourself on TV?
Yeah.
You are pretty, aren't you? Told you. I told you. Mark, first of all, congratulations on a beautiful daughter.
Thank you. It's primarily because of my wife.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go. I'm in the same boat. I tell my wife that all the time. I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I said, I don't know who the guy is that you messed around with, but I'm okay with it. I have good-looking kids.
Well, where do you think she gets the hair?
Just joking, just joking. Okay, Mark, let's talk a little bit about National or World Down Syndrome Day. It's on the 21st for a reason. What's that reason?
It's chosen for not just the 21st, but March 21st, because Down syndrome is a genetic condition that's caused by the third copy of the 21st chromosome. And so March 21st is 321, and so it represents the third copy of the 21st chromosome, and that's why it was chosen for World Down Syndrome Day.
That's perfect. And what kind of things will happen? Is this just to raise awareness about Down syndrome, or what?
That's right, and there's going to be events all over the world, actually, because it is World Down Syndrome Day. There's an event that's going to be happening at the United Nations where there will be advocates speaking. But primarily for us locally, what I wanted to raise awareness about is the opportunities that everybody here in Louisville and Southern Indiana can have to get to know somebody with Down syndrome, because that's really the best way to have awareness about Down syndrome, is to get to know somebody. And that's through countless of volunteer opportunities out at Down Center of Louisville. Down Center of Louisville has 2 campuses, at South Hirschburn Parkway here in Louisville and in Clarksville, right across from the Green Tree Mall. We've been there for over a year now, and both campuses have abundant programming across the entire lifespan for individuals with Down syndrome. There's always an opportunity to volunteer, be it as at an event or as one of our tutors for our students.
You know, Mark, I can tell you know the subject matter so well, and of course having a daughter,
Thanks,
that makes you very passionate about it, which is a good thing. But what I've noticed when I was looking over my notes here, it seems to me, you know, people may not realize people with Down syndrome are just like you and I. They have good days, they have bad days, good things happen. Like, for instance, Juliet, what's a good thing? What do you really love? When you have a good day, where do you go? What do you do?
Usually school.
You like to go to school?
You like school?
Yeah.
Where are we going tonight?
I see a speech.
We're going to go to speech, and you're going to see who?
Miss Judy.
Miss Julie at Down Center of Louisville. We do speech therapy for kids from school age at our Clarksville campus. And Ms. Julie Conrad is one of our favorite therapists, isn't she?
Yeah.
And so Julia gets to go there once a week, and she gets to hang out with her buddies, Joey and Zach.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to see those guys tonight.
Now for Dad there, what would you, as a parent, of Juliet, what would you say to folks who don't know much about it, or what do you think what are the misconceptions about Down syndrome?
Well, I think, what I've come to understand being a parent of a child with Down syndrome is that I am first and foremost a parent of a child, and that's mainly who they are. They have a condition, but we all have a genetic condition of some form or fashion. I'm genetically predisposed to baldness, but you don't know me as Mark, the bald man, So, but the way that we live in this country and in this world, and just the way that we are, when you can label something, then you see it as something different. And it's something that then can provide a barrier to getting to know them or to prejudge them. And that's why I'm encouraging folks to take a chance to come out and get to meet our members. The folks that get to meet our members, a friend of mine, Cam Brasington, who's a genetic counselor, has a great word. She says she was charmed by her patients with Down syndrome. And I think that is what happens when you get to know somebody with Down syndrome, is that they charm you.
Oh, I love that. What are your favorite things to do, Juliet?
I do for school.
You go to school, and what do you do on Wednesday? Just last night, you went where?
Like hobbies?
Yeah.
Who do you go to do dance?
Dance.
Dance.
Wow.
Now, who coaches you in dance?
Ballet.
Ballet, and what's your teacher's name?
Miss Judy.
Yet another Miss Julie. That's right.
Is she good? Is she a good dancer?
Yes.
Are you a good dancer?
Yeah.
Now, your dad, he was making fun of himself. He said he was being a bald guy. He's a handsome guy, isn't he?
I think so.
I think
it's
so,
my
too.
wife.
Thank you.
That's right. I think he's a handsome guy. I think he's done a good job talking about it. You got any friends out there that you'd like to say hi to? Who's your best friend?
Sophia.
Sophia? What do you guys like to do together? Do y'all do some fun things?
We did science.
Oh, at school?
Yes.
What about Maddie?
Oh, don't forget your friends now.
What about McKenna?
McKenna?
Maddie.
Maddie and McKenna?
You like Diamond? Right?
It's great. It's good girl.
They are good girls.
You're a good girl, Juliet. You're charming. You know that you have a thing they call charisma, and you've got a lot of it. I get around you and it makes me smile. You make me smile. So how can folks participate? Obviously, we want them to come to this event, right?
Yes, we'd like them to, again, come out and visit us at Down Syndrome of Louisville. Not just tomorrow, but any day. We offer programming every day except for Sunday out there. And they can come and volunteer at any one of our events that we have. We've got an event coming up in April for the Gallup Gala that's going to kick off the Derby season here. That's one of our big new events. But then again, like I said, if you just contact 495-5088 is the local phone number, and you can get connected at both campuses. And one other thing that I did want to mention, which is a new law that has only been in place for a year, there's a Kentucky Down Syndrome information page through the Cabinet for Health and Family Services for new parents and expectant parents that they can find these resources at. And it's a simple, just Google Kentucky Down Syndrome, and it'll take you right to the page, and then you can download these materials. They're based out of University of Kentucky, but they're professionally recognized in all the major medical guidelines.
Mark, like I said, it's obvious that you're very well informed and you stay on top of everything. For a parent who maybe recently has had a child with Down syndrome, what advice would you give them? I'm sure you've come a long way in this process. And as you said, first of all, I'm just a parent, and it's like my son. He struggled a long time with math, and it was something I really had to work with. What would you say to folks who are saying, "Wow, I'm a little scared here. I'm struggling with this"?
That is what is the common feeling, because you don't know. You don't know what this life is going to be like, and that's what these resources are to provide. And you can access them, like I said, online at downsyndromediagnosis.org, or just by Googling Kentucky Down Syndrome, and that'll take you to the state webpage that has these resources. You can find them out in the privacy of your own home. Thank you for modeling.
And I understand you have a blog as well, Mark. Is that
I
right?
do have a blog at Down Syndrome. Well, right there it is. Down Syndrome Prenatal Testing. I'm very focused on this issue because people need to get this information. More and more people are having prenatal testing, but they don't quite understand what Down syndrome is or what a life with Down syndrome can be like. And there's a beautiful video that's on right now called Dear Future Mom. It's going all over Twitter. It's got over 1.5 million hits on YouTube. Dear Future Mom, it's beautiful.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Juliet, thank you for coming on, okay?
Thanks.
Mark may be an attorney, but he sounds like he could pass med school. We'll be right back on Wave 3 Listens. Welcome back, Wave 3 Listens. Juliet is with us. We're talking about World Down Syndrome Day, which is tomorrow. And Juliet, you were telling me now that you know ballet. Can you show us a ballet move? Can you show me one? Watch how good a dancer Juliet is.
Can you spin?
Wow.
There you go.
You know, I could never do that, Juliet. Very well done. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Juliet, thank you very much. Have a good day. It's the first day of spring and it's beautiful outside. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll see you tomorrow on Wave 3 Listens.